going on, YouTube? Happy Saturday to everybody. Hope you guys are all enjoying your weekend. We got Einstein hanging out over here. What's up, Einstein? Let Einstein say hi to everybody for a minute. Oh, he's a good boy. Let's give everybody a couple extra minutes here to join in. No timer today. And Einstein will just kind of hang out with us. As you guys can see, we're going to talk a little bit about today how I grew my business. And we're going to talk about what the requirements were to do that, because it's a question that I get quite often is, how have I been able to turn this into a business? So we're going to talk about that a little bit and the importance of it and what's really behind it and what really matters. So we'll give everybody a couple of minutes. Hey, Bonnie. Einstein, if he could talk, he would say hi, but he can't talk. All right, Einstein. All right, so what's everybody doing this fine Saturday? Hope you guys checked out the video I did yesterday, or I posted it. No, I posted it yesterday. Posted it yesterday. The sit-down interview I did with Kim. Very, very fun interview. That was my first sit-down interview that I created, and it was a lot of work goes into having so many different camera angles, but it was a lot of fun. Marianne, what's going on? Merrick, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Einstein, what kind of dog are you, Einstein? He doesn't know. We call him, he's a sticky booger kind, because he sticks to you like a booger. He never leaves. He's always there. But you got to go outside. You got to go play. I don't know what kind of dog he is. He's a mutt. We don't have purebreds. But yesterday's video was really fun. I thank those of you that, if you haven't checked it out, it was posted yesterday. Actually, here we can. I'll give you guys a link to it right now. If you didn't see the interview that I posted yesterday, you need to, because I really enjoyed making it. So let me grab it here. Let me grab the link. It's making me jump through all kinds of hurdles to get it. Here we go. There you go. There's the video from yesterday. He's definitely a Heinz 57 dog, but he's the best. He is the best. All right, so today we're talking a little bit about how I started my business, why I started my business, how I grew my business, and what it took. I can tell you guys, it's not as hard as you would imagine, but the problem is if I would have listened to everything and what everybody told me when I was getting ready to, when I was going down this path, when I first got out of prison, when I decided that I really wanted to get into this, not so much as a business at that point, but when I really wanted to get into the passion of it, in creating content, creating videos, keeping it interesting enough, but supplying you guys with information that I felt was relevant to where a lot of you are in your life right now. That's kind of when the concept kind of designed itself. And the thing I used to get from people all the time is, how are you going to make money with this? Is this something that you're really going to do? I think you're crazy. I think you need to go get a job. You've got a felony, you know, all of these things, that plenty of reasons. If I was looking for a reason not to do it, people were no shortage on giving me their opinion as to why this wouldn't work, or, oh, this is a cute little project you were doing. Other prison consultants even told me, oh, you know, you don't really have what it takes for this. You only spent your time at a low security prison. You weren't locked up long enough. I had other prison consultants that wanted me to come under their umbrella, and part of the stipulation was you can't give out so much content. You can't give away so much content for free. You talk about too much stuff in your YouTube video that us other prison consultants charge for. And early into this, you know, it was hard to really know what direction to go in, because, you know, I don't have, you know, a financially wealthy family that just had money sitting there to go, hey, you know, here's some money to go start your business. Good luck. Or, you know, go out and get a business loan. I just got out of prison. There was no credit. I came out to nothing. You know, luckily Shelly got out before me, and her family helped her get on her feet enough. But again, she doesn't come from a financially wealthy family. So when we were released from prison, we really had to figure out what we were going to do. And being here in Washington State really allowed us to ground ourselves, as if I would have went, or rather than if I had gone right back to Florida when I got released from prison. If I'd gone back to my home area in Florida, Palm Beach County, South Florida, like the Miami-Dade area, that's a very expensive area to live in. And coming home to nothing would have made that a real struggle to even try to attempt doing this. So being here in Washington really helped get this off the ground. But the most important thing that I try to tell people, and when people told me, what are you doing and why are you doing this and how are you going to make money with this? That wasn't the intent. And I try to tell people, I'm not doing this to make money. I had a regular job while I was doing this. Now, granted, it was a job right out of prison. It was a job that I just took working for a friend of mine. He has an amazing company, but he pretty much just gave me a job to do me a favor so I didn't have to sit in the halfway house all day. And I wasn't making a lot of money. I was making a little bit more than minimum wage when I first got out of prison while I was creating this YouTube channel. So while I was living in the halfway house, going to work for my friend during, got crying dogs back there, during that part of my life is really where I decided that, look, I'm going to do this because I like to do it. If anything is going to grow from this, it's going to happen because it's supposed to. My worries and my concerns weren't how much money am I going to make with this. That was never something that I ever really thought about then. As I got more into this and realizing that how much I loved doing it, I realized that, hey, maybe there is a market for this, especially when other prison consultants tried to kind of shut me down a little bit. They tried to scoop me up and get me to be part of their umbrella or their companies, promoting what I do, but doing it under their name, where they're like, well, you'll stick to the RDAP stuff. We'll stick to the white collar advice type stuff because you don't really have a white collar client following, and white collar clients aren't going to gravitate towards you because you don't have the look. You can't connect with them. And I used to think in my mind, why do you think that? You know, do you guys really, not you people watching, but these people telling me this, these other prison consultants, was this something they really thought? Did they really think that I couldn't connect with a white collar type of a criminal? Now, I do get it. There are some people out there that, because of the way I look, because I'm not I'm not talking about playing golf or going and playing tennis or going and hanging out at the country club, because those aren't my everyday interests, they might feel, oh, this guy has nothing to offer us. Now, what I can tell you is, we'll stick with white collar criminals for a minute. A white collar criminal that has that vibe and that thinks that out of the gate is the type of person that's looking for that magic bullet, that thinks money is going to buy them out of a situation that they're in. That's not ever going to be the type of client for me, because that doesn't exist. What they're looking for does not exist. Now, will they find a package that caters to that? Absolutely. There's prison consultants out there right now that cater to white collar type of criminals, that will cater and even tell you there is a big difference between a white collar and a blue collar and a first time offender. And I argue that all the time. You guys hear me talk about it on my channel all of the time. There's just not. If you are a first time offender, a non-violent offender, you don't have friends and family that have been in and out of the prison system, you're scared, you're terrified, and you don't know what to do next. What I feel that I was hearing from these people was they were pretty much, I don't know if at the time they saw me as a threat. I think now they see me as a threat, but then I don't know if they saw me as a threat or if they just saw that they could use me to cater towards clients they don't feel comfortable catering towards. Because I can tell you right now, your average blue collar criminal, your average hardworking person that doesn't have a lot of excess money sitting in the bank to go drop $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to a prison consultant, they are going to see right through that bullshit, because those type of people that have to work for things and are not used to having things not having a lot of money on hand. I'm not going to say a lot of money given to them, because there's a lot of white collar, hardworking criminals that built their empire, that started off with nothing, that now have, you know, high $6-figure, $1 million a year incomes, and they built it to where they were, to where they are. So I'm not going to say it was handed to them, but somebody that doesn't have that ability, somebody that is struggling through life, they are not going to connect with a prison consultant that's trying to tell them it's going to cost $7,000, $10,000, $15,000, especially when you have somebody like me that's now out here in the public and presenting the information, and you're going, well, this guy's offering exactly what you might be offering and then some for a fraction of the cost. What's the big difference? The big difference is I realize what people are going through. My motivation isn't motivated by how much money can I make from a particular person. I would rather build an amazing team of people and be able to work on multiple people at the same time, giving them the resources that they need, and not have to make my living off charging one individual person such a large sum of money to be able to create a lifestyle off of that. And that's really what's going on in this industry. So when I started doing this, people told me you're not going to make it. People told me you don't have what it takes. People were telling me it's going to take way too much money and resource to build your business. And I kept saying, you know what? Maybe it will. Maybe I'll fail. But no matter what, YouTube's free. I can continue to make YouTube videos no matter what I do. Even if I decided to no longer be a prison consultant, I can still make YouTube videos and talk about my own experience and give stuff away for free. You know, once we get everything going with the nonprofit and we're able to start accepting these grants and start get government funding and federal funding and state and local funding, there's going to be a lot of changes to possibly not charging anybody anything regardless of their situation. So I think now the fear factor, it exists with other prison consultants. The fear factor now is I am getting a lot of white collar criminal type of defendants that are going through the situation, that are realizing that, hey, there is value in what this guy has to offer. And in more cases than not, he's got more value to offer than 99% of other people in the industry. So why do I do this? And how hard was it? What were the hurdles? Man, the hurdles were there. There was a lot of sleepless nights. There was a lot of sometimes trying to not doubt myself, starting to buy into what people were saying. Even at times, you know, there was even some serious conversations that Shelly and I had. And Shelly's always been supportive of what I want. She never once said this isn't going to work. There were times where she would say, are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you going to be able to make a living off of this? Are you going to be able to contribute to our family if you're going to continue to do this? Is this going to go from hobby to little part-time, or is this going to be something that you're all or nothing in? And she was part of the reason that pushed me to do this. She was like, look, if you're going to do this, you can't just kind of do it when it's convenient. You have to pretty much stop everything else you're doing and go 100%, 100 miles an hour and do what you can within a given amount of time. Set a time limit. If it doesn't happen within this time limit, at least we can say, hey, we tried. Same thing I tell you guys. You don't want to be laying in your bunk one night wondering, what if I had done different? What if I had tried harder? What if I had made better decisions? So I didn't want to have to worry about that either. I didn't want to be sitting back one day going, oh, what if I had actually given this a fair shot when I had the opportunity? When the opportunity was presenting itself, when the timing was right. And I made that decision. I made that decision over a year ago now that this was going to be what I did full time. I stopped everything else that I was doing and I put in blood, sweat, and tears. You notice how I didn't say money, because I didn't have any money to put into this. Every penny that went into this was a little bit of the money that I was making off of clients right back into it, a little bit of donations here and there, and that was really it. I had to make it work with that. I had to make it work with a webcam and lights that I bought at Walmart or Home Depot, little just shitty shop lights that I could afford. I wasn't able to spend the money on the things that I thought I needed. And that's when I realized, do I really need these things? Is this what really makes a business? And we find this happen so many times when people are getting ready to start a business. They start focusing too much on what their logo is going to be. They start focusing on too much how their business cards are going to look. They start focusing on what the website name is going to be. They start focusing on all of these things that really, in the end, don't matter, because this isn't what's going to drive business. What's going to drive business is, where are you marketing? Where are you getting your clients from? What are you doing to actually drive in business? And what I realized is, my real asset with you guys was the ability to put out continual content and do it as seemingly non-scripted, not trying to seem like an attorney, not trying to look like any of these other prison consultants that are, you know, focusing very much so on what I think is an appeal to kind of reel in white collar whales, or that's really the term in the industry that I hear all of these white collar guys talking about, are they call them whales. It's like, that is such a fucking sales term. It's like, and a lot of these guys don't have a lot of like sales background, so they hear these terms and they don't realize how fucking derogatory they are in a sales environment. You know, my background was call centers, and, you know, we've got you know, dead fish on the phone, or we got a whale on the phone, and you take that more serious. And I don't ever want to look at this business like that. I treat every call the same, whether you're somebody that sounds like you've got 50 cents to your name, or you sound like somebody that's got $50 million to your name. You're getting 100% from me, because it's not about you becoming a client. It's about you getting the information that you're looking for to try to reduce some of that fear and anxiety of where you currently are. I get emails. I'm going to start sharing these emails with you guys more, because I'm just been lazy and a little overworked with taking care of some other things, getting this going. But I get a lot of emails. I would say a couple of emails a month from either somebody going through it themselves, or a friend or a family member talking about how this channel has impacted their life, to the point where not only they know more about the situation now, and not only they feel better about where they might be going, but I'm talking life-changing stuff. Life-changing to me, stuff that changes my life, and it allows me to realize how much power I have and what that responsibility means with that power. It's like the Spider-Man scene, right? With great power comes responsibility. It's absolutely true, because what I hear from people are, I was thinking about suicide before I came across your channel, or before my attorney sent me to your channel. That's how I know that this is making an impact, because I'm starting to have attorneys send me business. I'm starting to, all these people that I tried to reach out to when I was first doing this, all of these inmate magazines, and all of these inmate phone services, all these different agencies and government websites, local private companies that cater to inmates. I tried to reach out to all of them early on, saying, hey, look, I don't have some massive following. I don't have some great credential name in the industry, but I do have value, and you guys have an audience, and I feel like we can help that audience. We can reduce anxiety, risk, fear. We can put them in a better position than what they may have been in, just by giving them some more knowledge. None of these companies wanted nothing to do with me. Some of them even told me, well, you don't really offer anything that's going to benefit us. It's like, yeah, but if you're claiming to care about these people, on your website it talks about how putting out all of this information, and how these magazines are designed to keep families together, and all these support systems that people are putting together, but yet I don't have value, is what they were telling me early on. Now we're starting to get a little bit of we're starting to get out there a little bit in the industry. The name is starting to be known. The brand RDAP Dan has been growing. So now a lot of these same people are reaching out to me, almost as if they don't ever remember me reaching out to them. And they're like, hey, we really love what you're doing. Keep it going. We would love to be a part of your team. Is there any way we could swap links, and, you know, we'll put a banner on our website and you put a banner on our website. It's like, where were you a year ago telling me how you think it's so great and what a great movement we're working on? I don't want anything to do with anybody that shot me down then is never going to be a part of what we're doing now, because I needed you then to reach a greater audience. Now, because we have the audience, you now want to come monetize off of this somehow. Fuck that. This is not about getting other companies rich and making money and advertising for this company and advertise. If I'm promoting a company, it's because they got a good service. If somebody's promoting me, it's because I agreed to let them promote me and I believe in what they're doing. Like Lions of Liberty, John Odermatt. John Odermatt he's not making millions of dollars with what he's doing. we're not swapping links because I'm going to make money off of his website and he's going to make money off of my website. We both are in a spot where we want to help people, and we see that we have a lot of like-minded views. And that's the type of people that I want to engage with. Everybody that works with us here, everybody that's either writing letters, people that are working on our websites, people that are helping with the blog, people that are doing scouting, basically looking for people that are getting into trouble. Not one of those people has the mindset of, I'm going to get rich doing this, or how much money am I going to make this week? You know, we're going to make millions in the future. Nobody has the mindset for that. Nobody cares about that. And what that tells me is, and I kept telling everybody from the beginning, if we do things for the right reason, everything else will fall in place. Don't worry about that stuff. When we put ads out looking for people to come work with us, well, I need to make 70 grand a year. I need to make 80 grand a year. Well, I can tell you, if you come put in the time and the effort, we are growing. It's very possible that you will make that and beyond, but what are you willing to do right now? No call back. The people that reached out to me, the Jenny Goods, the Alex and Andrews, the Shaynas, the CJs. CJ's a new guy that just joined our team, which you guys will be introduced when I come back from my vacation in Florida. CJ is going to be part of the staff here in Spokane. We just took an office lease over in the Wells Fargo building in downtown Spokane, and CJ is going to be part of the team here on the ground, on site. He's going to be helping me with everyday stuff, from working with clients to running cameras and helping me with interviews, really taking this to that next step, because I don't just want to do the consulting side of it. I really enjoy the interview portion of it, because what I found, if these interviews are done right and we're getting good content interviews, that we're seeing you guys connect with on a deeper level than just me here talking in front of a camera. So because you guys are really connecting with this, and I understand why, I can sit up here and tell you till I'm blue in the face different things, and you're only getting my perspective. But once we start bringing in people like Jay, who's in the room right now, Mike Winters, who's in the room right now, these are people that are legitimate clients that have been using my services. Mike and Jay have been with me for over a year now. Jay received probation. The lady we interviewed last night, Kim, we interviewed the night before, the video I released yesterday of the interview, Kim, she received probation. And these people will be the first one to tell you that a big reason they received probation wasn't just because of how good their letters were. It was because of the mindset that we created. It was because of the environment that we put you into and what we yank you out of. We're not going to sit here and let you dwell and be sad and be mopey. Not to say you're not going to have those moments, but we don't put up with it. We don't cater to it. We don't go, it's going to be okay, Jay. It's going to be okay, Mike. You're probably going to prison. You need to get prepared. You being a baby about it and drinking yourself into a coma and sitting in your house and staring at the ceiling and thinking about it isn't going to make the situation any better. It's only going to make the situation worse. So staying focused, staying strong, everything I do in my personal life, back to how I built my business and how I overcame all of what I saw as obstacles, is what I learned in prison. What I started doing in prison, I applied that into my real life. What I started doing in prison was feeding my brain with positive reinforcing information. So what type of positive? So if you guys saw the thumbnail of this video, I had the pictures of Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, and Les Brown on my thumbnail. These are guys that have influenced my life 10 times over and continue to influence it on a daily basis. When I find myself funking out a little bit, and it happens to everybody, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're Tony Robbins himself, you have bad moments. But what you do with those bad moments is more important than the moment itself. It's what you're doing in that moment to redirect your focus and get out of it. You don't sit there. You know, if you're sitting in a car and a train's coming dead at you, you don't just go, oh my God, I'm going to get hit by a train. You get the fuck out of the car and get out of the way and let the mess happen on its own. You don't sit there. You stop dwelling on negativity. Look, my armbands, RDAP Dan wristbands, you know, I got the blue one on, sporting the blue one today. These are what keep me motivated. You know, clothes I wear, things I wear. I hear people comment on the back of my shirt. Your only limit is you. You know, I'm a constant walking reminder of not to dwell on negativity, because that only puts you into a situation that nothing good comes from it. The books that I read, I brought a few of them in here. Actually, mine's in Shelly's car, so I had Shelly's. But number one, I'm not going to say you need to be religious, but for me, religion is something that helps a lot. The Bible, reading scripture, whether you do it daily, weekly, monthly, however often you need to do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you got to read the Bible every single day, but I'm going to tell you that it makes a difference in my life. And even if you take 10 or 15 minutes a day, read a quick couple verses, it can totally change your mindset. Get up in the morning, read a couple of words, start your day. Another religious book. This one's a daily devotional. I mean, how hard is it to read, you know, one little passage for one day? You're talking, you know, on a miniature book, a page and a half. It takes you 5 minutes. You read something. It's uplifting. It's positive. It's religious based. So if you're not religious based, there's plenty of books that are just like these, that are daily devotionals, that are non-religious, that can get you into that same type of positive momentum. You guys hear me talk about all the time, talking about Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. This is by far my go-to book. This is the best read I've ever read, and not in a story sense, but in its content and its the way that it impacted my life and how I connect to this book personally. I literally feel like when he wrote this book that he was thinking of me, and everybody else that's read this book says the same thing. So he did such an amazing job writing this book in whatever year it was, 1980 something, and it's so completely still relevant to this exact very day, that if you are in the right state of mind and you're reading this book and it doesn't help you, you are trying to be combative. You are trying to find something wrong when you could be focusing on the good that you can take from this book. Another book, Tony Robbins, Unlimited Power, another amazing book that just gets you going. And you don't even have to sit there and read a lot of the book. You can literally read, like right now I'm on page, what am I on? Page 230, starting the Magic of Rapport, building rapport. You know, you read a couple of paragraphs, you read a chapter. There's no time limit. You take a whole year to read the book. The point is you just start reading a couple of paragraphs out of some of these books, and immediately your mindset is changed and you're ready to go do something positive. So it's great to do these type of things early in the day, or when you're feeling bummed out or negative or having a bad moment. You can put them on your phone, on your iPad, get them on your so you can have them on the go. You can get quotes from these people. And another really cool book, if you guys haven't read, Timothy Ferriss, for those of you that are looking to maybe get released from prison and get back into the world of owning a business again or restarting your business, 4-Hour Work Week from Timothy Ferriss. It's an amazing book on how to structure your day, structure your life, not wasting all this time on things that don't really matter, things that you could be either delegating to somebody else. And if you don't have employees or people really to delegate, it explains websites you can use like Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and Upwork. These are great outsourcing websites to where you can get a lot of things done on when I say a shoestring budget, I'm talking like $30 or $40. You can get basic stuff done. You can get websites started. You can get bloggers. You can get data entry. You can get research. You can find almost anything you would imagine on these websites, and a lot of the hiring comes from out of seas, different countries, but they're completely capable, completely educated to do it at a fraction of what it would cost you to go out and hire somebody here on site that you maybe can't afford to do. So these books and how you use them and what you do in your everyday and what you talk about to your friends and family and what type of conversation you decide to engage your life with is going to have a complete outcome on what you're going through right now. You're in your darkest hour right now, right? You're in your darkest moment that you've ever been in. You're facing federal prison. You're facing leaving your family. You're facing leaving your children. You're facing losing things. Maybe you're losing your house. Maybe you've lost all of your money. Maybe everything you've ever had is being taken away from you. You're losing everything. Everything's gone. Your world is crumbling. People are not talking to you anymore because they think you're some crazy felon. They want nothing to do with you. You were fired from your job. You don't know what you're going to do when you get out. It's a whole lot of negative shit I just threw out. Everybody right now is going, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through. Fuck. You just made me want to go kill myself again, Dan. Thanks. No, what I'm telling you is that's how easy it is to focus on negativity because it's everywhere we look. Everywhere you look, the news, TV shows, it's all negative. It's all negative. There's very little positivity in this world that we live in. So what does that mean? You've got to be willing to work and bust your ass and do what's hard, do what's uncomfortable, do things that are not easy. Is it easy to get ripped? Is it easy to get in shape? Is it easy to put a solid diet into place? No, none of those things are easy. That's why people don't do them. That's why people are looking for magical pills and magical weight loss because it's not easy and they don't want to put in the work or the effort. They don't know where to start. At the bottom of every single video in the content, it says, if you don't know where to start, call me. If you're not sure or something like that, if you're not sure where to start, give me a call. I'm not saying I'm going to have all of the answers, but I can promise you that we can get your mind into a process of ripping you out of this shitty funk that you've been in for however long you've been into it. You got to start somewhere. Every day is a new day. Human beings are not designed to deal with pressure well. And what I mean by that is by thinking so far out, that type of, it's almost like thinking about the universe and how massive it is. We can't comprehend that. Thinking about going to prison, serving 60-month sentences, 10-year sentences, 3-year sentences. If you think about that in that present time, you think about it right now, I'm going to prison, I got sentenced to 60 months. It sounds very undoable because it's almost an unfathomable, unimaginable type of a thought process. So what you need to do is redirect that energy and think about right now, what are you going to do today, tomorrow? Don't go any further out than a week because who knows what's going to happen a week from now. You can't really plan on a regular basis for things like that. What you can do is you can create short-term goals, short-term events that if you keep meeting them, whatever your major aspirations are will eventually be met because you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. Right things and right reasons can all come from different areas. Everybody wants to get into RDAP. Does everybody want to get into RDAP for the right reason? Maybe not. Probably not. More than likely, everybody wants to get into RDAP for the time off. They want to get that 6, 9, or 12 months off and some guaranteed halfway house. That's the main objective for most people. So are they doing it for the right reason? Probably not. Did I get into RDAP for the right reason? Absolutely not. Why did I get into RDAP? Because I wanted the time off. I wanted to come home. I didn't want to go to prison. Didn't really care about anything else. However, what I learned and what I continue to learn and what I see other people learning and what I see other people going through, and sometimes I don't even see it, is when you start doing things, regardless why you started doing it. If you start doing it and you create a habit with it, before you know it, it starts to change how you think and feel. My original purpose for getting into RDAP changed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I always was looking forward to the year off, but I also really started to take root of the discipline that it was teaching me, the focus that it was teaching me, to stop being so impulsive and so reactive to everything. It taught me how to deal with a lot of my shortcomings, things that people have told me my entire life, but it was so broken down into a program that was so easy to see that I was like, how did I not do this sooner? How have I not come to this conclusion before now? And now I realize I apply that same process to almost everything I do. So if I say to myself, I want to make a lot of money, I want to start a business, I want to become a prison consultant, what I realize is the money part of it will more than likely fall into place, not by mistake, not by chance, not by accident. It will fall into place when it's supposed to, as long as I'm following certain steps and I'm not trying to constantly cheat the system and take shortcuts. Doesn't matter why I start to do it. What matters is what I do, and am I sticking to a plan? Am I doing what I say I'm going to do? Do what you say what you do. Those things have to match up. If I say I'm going to do a video Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, damn it, I better be here doing these videos Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I almost forgot to do it today. Today was just flying by me. It was 12 o'clock. I was talking to one of my clients, John. who's going to be one of our bloggers. And John sent me a text. Oh, what's your video going to be about today? I was like, holy shit, it's Saturday and it's noon and I don't have anything prepared yet. So here we are. And that's what you have to be. And that's what makes my channel interesting is I do not believe in all of this preparation of content and what I'm going to release, unless it's going to be interviewing somebody, preparing for an interview type of a video. But what got you guys interested in what I had to say early on was not because I had some magical scripted piece of paper in front of me. It was because I was talking about situations as I saw it. And now that we have this, I couldn't ask for a better team of people that are making this dream come true, because I can tell you I cannot do it by myself. And we're going to continue to grow, guys. We have become a reckon in this industry that has really kind of turned the tables a little bit on how things are being done. And what I imagine will happen is we'll probably see other prison consultants enter the arena. And the good thing that we're going to see from this is now they're getting what the bar should be set at. They're seeing what's required to do. They're seeing what people are starting to expect. Once you, the viewer, the future client, once you know what to expect, you are now able to hold others more accountable. So if another prison consultant pops into the area and they're telling you what they're going to do, you at least now have something to measure it to. Go, okay, well, this is what Dan does. Dan does this, this, and this. What are you doing again? You're only going to tell me how I can get into RDAP. You're going to guarantee me I can get into RDAP. You're not really explaining exactly how you're going to do it. And you're telling me that you might be able to help with some second chance act. And that's about it. What about letters? Oh, letters aren't important? Well, this guy's got 350 fucking videos that not only says they are, but has proof from people like Jay Hugasane, who are in this room right now, who will tell you if it not his letters by themselves, but if it was not for those letters, in conjunction with other things that he also did, he wouldn't be here talking to you because he'd be sitting in prison. So for somebody to say letters do not matter, that's in the industry, they're lazy. Oop, did I unplug myself? They are lazy, and they're not willing to put in the work to give you the best possible outcome. If somebody tells you they're looking to put you in the best possible outcome, and they're not willing to help you with your letters and tell you letters don't matter, they're lying to you. They're not willing to put you in the best possible outcome. They're not willing to do everything necessary to help you. I can tell you this, if it was them or their family, they would have letters. They would have letters. They would hire somebody. Probably the situation is they don't know how to create the letters. They're not comfortable with the letters. They don't know what needs to go into the letters. They don't understand the process. Doesn't mean they don't believe they don't help. It just means they're not prepared to offer that service. So instead of saying, well, that's a service we don't offer, they can't say that, because how are they going to validate charging you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000? So instead of saying it's a service we don't offer, they say, oh, that service is a waste. That's just a service to come up with a reason to charge you for something. It's a bullshit service. It doesn't matter. It's up to the judge. Letters aren't going to sway the judge. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Mr. Shitty Prison Consultant, but I can tell you it can sway the judge. It can have impact on the judge. And if there's a possibility that it can, why are you not doing it? The only valid reason to not do it is either A, you don't know how, you're not willing to learn how to do it, or because you're having such an easy time getting people to give you money because they don't know any better and they're naive and they're paying you to do less work, making more money. So why would you want to hire people to help you with letters when you don't need to? So it's not really about helping people. It's not really about the cause itself. It's about your bank account and the toys and the things that you're buying with this. You can still have all of those things, but you can do things the right way. So everything that we do, when we have our staffing meetings and we have our Monday morning team meetings where we get everybody on the phone and we brainstorm, it's never about how can we drive in more business? How can we build our bottom line? How can we, we need to, I'm paying you guys too much. We need to bring in more money so we can buy better camera equipment. It's never about that. It's never about that, because we all know everybody's got the same motto. If we do things for the right reason, all of that other stuff will fall in place. If I say it's nice, it's going to be nice well, we can get some additional cameras and lighting. No one says, well, if we charge more, we could do that faster. That would never come out of somebody's mouth. Never would that come out of somebody that works with us. That would never leave their lips. Nothing we ever do goes, well, if we charged more. The only time we increase prices is when we add services. And when those services have a cost associated to it. Cost meaning ORM, online reputation management. There's a cost associated to that in addition to what we do. Helping with substance abuse. Somebody doesn't have verifiable information in their PSR and they need something from a substance abuse professional. There's a cost to that. There's a cost associated to that. Our paralegal service, where we can have paralegals that can kind of work in conjunction with your attorney to go through all of your legal documents as another pair of eyes to make sure that A, your attorney didn't miss anything, and B, to help hold your attorney accountable to make sure they're doing everything they can do. There's extra cost for that. All of those extra costs carry value. Anything that we add to what we're doing has to carry value in how it's going to benefit you. If it just sounds good, but it doesn't change any outcome potentially, it's not adding any added benefit to you, it doesn't add any benefit to us. We don't benefit off of pretend services. Nothing we do here is pretend. Everything we do can be quantified and explained. How does your coaching process work? We can explain it. How does getting into RDAP work? We can explain it. Why do the letters matter? We can explain it. How does having a substance abuse professional assisting me after my PSR is done, how can that matter? We can explain it. We can explain the paralegal. We can explain the online reputation management. We can explain all of these things. Nothing is going to be, oh, it's just, trust me, it's what we do. You're never going to get a blanket statement that's going to cover everything. Everything is going to be explained every single time. So that's what we do. That's a little bit different. And today is like a Saturday rant, partly because I forgot I had a video. And secondly, this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. I just don't want to create the illusion that, you know, RDAP Dan's whatever. RDAP Dan's out there making millions. I'm not making millions. We're making a living and it's growing. It's turning into a, I mean, it's not turning into, it is a legitimate company. I mean, when I say legitimate company, I mean, we've got everything the company needs to have: business license, bank accounts, LLCs. I mean, we have all of these things. So we are a legitimate company, but the company, that's only because we have to. If I didn't have to have a company and I could just sit here in my house and talk to you guys and didn't have to worry about, you know, IRS coming after me because I'm not doing things, and the state, the way they're going to look at me, the way we're doing things, we had to cover all of those things that matter, because it's what the government says we have to do. But beyond that, that stuff is there because it has to be. You never really hear me talking about the name of the business, Federal Prison Time Consulting. It's very rare that we actually talk about that. Everything is about, for us, it's all about our brand, RDAP Dan, and what that brand means and how people are finding us and how people are getting their information and what people think about it. There's so many people in this room right now and that will watch this video later, and the core keeps coming. The core group of you is return, repeat. You guys are here. You guys are sharing it, and we're seeing it grow. I'm getting more and more messages. We're starting to get a lot of inquiries through the website now. If you haven't been over to the website, go check it out, RDAPDan.com. And the website's being updated and changed, and it's all, again, everything that we're doing to the website is something that is going to benefit you. It's not there just to look flashy and look pretty. If there's something there, it provides either a service or it provides information. It definitely provides a purpose. It's not just there to talk about why we think we're the best. The reason why, look, I'll tell you why we think we're the best. Because it's easy to be the best right now. First off, we're in a market that is not saturated. It's not like, when I say saturated, if you think about I'm going to open a real estate company. There's a million realtors out there. Some amazingly good ones, some brand new that don't know what they're doing, some in the middle, but you've got a good vast of like options to choose from. And a lot of industries are like that, common industries. Coaching, consulting on a prison direction where it's coaching, but it's very niche market because it's not just coaching to everybody and anybody. We're focusing on people getting ready to go to prison. We're in a smaller market where there's only a handful of people that are in it. And the problem that's existed is because there was really no bar. Whoever was doing it got to decide what was going to be done and what was needed. So now as people start learning about this and creating their own business plans out of it and deciding to go for it, and when I say go for it, you're either in or you're out. You can't have, and that's what Shelly said to me. Shelly said it. She goes, look, if you're going to do this, do it. I'm going to support you. Not support me like pay my bills. Support me with my decision and not be upset if it doesn't work or not go, I told you so. Shelly knows how I am. She knows if something fails, it's not because I didn't try. It's just it wasn't meant to be. And she told me that early on. Go for it. You love what you're doing. People love what you're doing. People that we don't know write you letters. People that we don't know send you things in the mail. And it's things of meaning. Nobody sends me a letter like, hey, just good job. It's all very heartfelt and emotional letters and emails that we receive in the P.O. box. If you want to mail me stuff, if you don't want to send if you don't want to send me something through email because you're trying to remain anonymous and you're like, how do we reach RDAP Dan? You know, I think my P.O. box is in here, right? In the description of the video at the bottom, here it is. Posted in the comment. I'll post it in this chat for you guys, but here's my post office address for those of you that do not want to and it grouped it together there. I don't know why I did that, but as you can see, it's P.O. Box 141403 Spokane Valley 99214. So if you want to mail me something and you want to remain anonymous, but you want to share a thought, send stuff to the P.O. Box. When we get back from Florida, I'm leaving for Florida March 1st through the 15th. It's been the first vacation that I've taken since I went to prison. And when I say vacation, anything longer than like a day, like going camping or something like that. This is the first legitimate vacation that Shelly and I have taken. And it's not just vacation. We're also, there's a good chance we're going to be over at Coleman, the prison. We might be speaking at the prison, talking to future people or inmates that are getting ready to get out. So we are going there to also do that. I'm going to be meeting with a couple of clients that are clients of ours here. Clients of ours here in this company that live in South Florida. So I'm looking forward to the trip to Florida, but I'm still going to be working, still going to be answering my phone. That's the thing. And when you read these books by like Timothy Ferriss, you know, you've got to be willing to work. If you want something bad enough, you got to be willing to put in the effort. And I want this bad enough. When everybody else is sleeping, everyone else is going out and doing something fun, I'm at home. I'm working on conceptual ideas. I'm working on letters. I'm editing videos. I'm deciding what we're going to do next and how we're going to make this work. And I'm reading on ideas and I'm learning how to use different cameras and learning how to edit, learning how to do, I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. All the stuff that I do now, editing, putting stuff on the screen, stuff that scrolls across, the lighting, I had no idea how to do any of this. But I knew that it mattered in a world of content, especially on YouTube. I'd watch other YouTubers and go, wow, their video looks great. How do they do that? Watch tutorial after tutorial after tutorial, learning, watching how they set up their angles, watching how interview processes take place. This isn't stuff that I just went to school for and had an idea how to do it. I learned it because I know that it matters. So anything that you're willing to do, you have to be willing to do it all 100%. You have to give it everything you have. I don't go out on the weekends and party. I'm working on this. I stay up late at night. I'm up till sometimes 1 in the morning working on stuff. I'm up at 5:30 in the morning. I do a quick gym routine, come home, shower, and then from about 7 o'clock in the morning until I go to bed, it's 99% of the day is 100% a combination of creating YouTube content and making sure that our federal prison time consulting side of the business is running smooth and everybody's getting what they need. Letters are being responded to, motions are being filed, asking the judge for Second Chance Act, creating a reason why the judge would want to write off on this motion, creating progress reports with our clients that are currently in prison, talking to family. We just got a call yesterday from one of our clients, from his wife. We have a client, Adam, who's over at Florence. His wife called me yesterday, said she received a call from the case manager saying, don't worry, Your husband hasn't been hurt and he's not in trouble, but he can't contact you right now. He can't email you, and when he's able to, he'll reach out to you. That's all she would tell him. I mean, that's all the case manager would tell his wife. So who does his wife call? She didn't know who to call. She calls me because that's what I'm here for. She calls me. I could sense it in her voice. I was just getting ready to walk out of the door. We had all of our camera equipment in my hands. I said, can I call you right back? Let me put this stuff down. I'll call you right back. I got in the car, called her up. I could sense it in her voice. You could hear there's something not right when she called me. And she's very nervous. Calmed her down, explained to her, said, look, if they're telling you he's not hurt and he's not in trouble, something else is going on. But as human beings, we tend to go to worst case scenario. I said, don't allow yourself to do that. Stay focused right now. Wait for that phone call. I've got some people that are in that prison. I'm going to reach out to them. And I spoke to Sean Cowgill by email today. He's checking. He knows the client. The client's first name is Adam. He knows Adam. So he's going to reach out to Adam and find out what's going on. What we did find out is possibly due to Adam's charge, which he had a gun charge for creating ammunition, that possibly he was misdesignated where he wasn't supposed to go to a camp. He might need to be redesignated to a low security. So that may be why they may have taken away his privileges temporarily while he's in the transit of getting transferred. So, which isn't the end of the world, but as a spouse, you tend to freak out because you're so used to not knowing, and not knowing being the scariest part. Now she's reliving that moment of not knowing again. And I think that was more of that than anything else. It can usually be handled in a phone call, just discussing this with somebody that understands and isn't going to cause more grief. Going, oh my God, what do you think it is? People love drama. If you go tell somebody something, oh man, I just got this call today and I'm not sure how to handle it. If they're the type of person that's going to go, oh, I don't know what I would do if I got that call, you need to cut that person out of your life, because that's just compounding on your fear and your anxiety already. You don't need somebody else adding to that. You need somebody that can question and go, well, I mean, you don't know what it is. She told you he's not in danger, and she told you he's not in trouble. So the worst of it is you might have to go a few days without talking to him. He's fine though. Until you hear otherwise, just assume he's fine. Don't assume the worst automatically. Because if you do, you're setting yourself up for disaster. And that's what I said, Kimberly. I was like, at least you got the phone call. Sometimes you don't get that phone call. Sometimes you just don't hear from somebody for days, not knowing why. So the fact that the case manager took it upon themselves to call, to me, that says a lot, and that means a lot. So you don't have to always assume. I mean, think about it. How many good things have you guys watched recently or read recently about the prison system? Nothing, because nobody has anything good to say. There is good things to say, just like in the media, just like in anything. You know, even in our own lives, nobody tells you how good you're doing. They only tell you when you make a mistake and when you fuck up, because that's more interesting. That's more of a buzz. So you don't hear anything positive about. I can tell you there's a lot of positivity within the prison system. You just got to find it. The people that I deal with at Coleman, they're very interested in seeing people reintegrate back into society successfully. They're real interested in putting policy in place and reentry type programs. They're very interested in it. They want to see people do good. They follow people after prison. They reached out to me because they saw what I'm doing on YouTube and they think it's a great idea and they want to share this content. They want to share these videos inside the prison system. They don't monetize off of that. It's not doing anything to benefit them. They're doing it because they want to help. Those are the type of people and situations and relationships I want to be a part of. Families Against Minimum Mandatories. I love what they're doing. They've been in discussion with me for a long time now, and we're finally at a point where we're probably going to start doing some stuff with them. This all comes from hard work, never sleeping, drinking a whole lot of coffee. You guys see me do my nighttime videos drinking coffee. It's because I don't go to bed after these videos. I go back into the office and do what I got to do, you know, and that's going to be nice having our office moved to an actual office location, because then I can separate a little bit from work life and home private life. Maybe I can find 10% of my day to give back to Shelly, because Shelly really gets the short end of the stick. Most of you get way more from me than she does, and she's very understanding. Probably because she went to prison herself. So she's way understanding to a lot of your situations and doesn't allow herself to become bitter or upset about that. There are moments, but overall she gets it and understands it. And the 10% I do give her is a solid 10%. Yeah, it's not a lockdown. We verified that audio. It's something specific with him and his situation. Because I talk to people that are in his pod all the time. So we're going to find out the bot. But I will bring it to you guys on what's going on with that. I still have not heard from... geez, his mind just jumped out of my head. Brain dead. Who's the guy that was getting ready to go to prison here about a week and a half ago? I know you guys know who I'm talking about. Can't think of his name right now, but I still have not heard from him. I hear from Scott. I hear from Todd Hansen. Todd Hansen's doing well. Todd Hansen, he actually refers me clients all the time. People that are going through situations that don't have proper documented information in PSRs. So I hear people are always contacting me from inside the prison system that are like, hey, I'm a friend of Todd. He told me to reach out to you and you could help us. So Todd's in there doing his thing. You know, he's an RDAP Dan subscriber, even though he's in prison. He's there. We send every Monday now. We send a Monday motivational piece to everybody in the BOP. That's on our list, I mean. So everybody that's on our core links, we send them all something positive every Monday to hopefully that whatever funk they went in through the weekend, this can help get them out of that to restart their week. That's the whole idea, right? Is to restart and keep moving. Fall down, get up, keep going. Anyway, guys, that's all I got today. Today was just talking a little bit about, you know, how we started the business, the concept of the business. I don't know if that's what you guys were looking for. A lot of you asked me about what does it take to start a prison consulting business. Well, that's what it takes. You got to be willing to do it for the right reason. If you're getting into prison consulting for money, it's probably not going to take off. Not to say you can't make a business out of it, but people are going to see through you. People are going to realize that you really don't care. And when they sense that, they're gone. And once, as a whole, starts to sense that, you're just blowing hot air. And there's plenty of other hot air prison consultants out there right now that people are starting to see for what they really are. And to me, it's what it's all about. Your RDAP Dan wristband. It's in a description, is in the link. All you need to do is go to our site, RDAPDan.com. Click on the members area, subscribe to the members area. It's completely free to subscribe to the members area. Once you do so, you can get your RDAP Dan wristband, and it also gives you free access to the sentencing calculator to help you pick the best possible prison or help you ask for the best possible prison. It will tell you the best day of the week to self-surrender. It gives you a lot of things that you may not know, and it's a very useful tool that your attorney can also use, because not only will it tell you the best possible prison, it will tell you the likelihood of you getting into that prison based on the current population of the prison versus the capacity of that prison. So again, I say it all the time, you don't want to waste a recommendation on a prison that's at capacity, because it's unlikely that the BOP will put you there. The judge may recommend it, but if it's at capacity, good luck. Probably not going to happen. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Thanks, Diana. Kimberly, you guys are awesome. Jesse, that's what I was talking about. Jesse Tang. Have not heard from Jesse Tang yet. Jesse Tang is still in MIA, missing in action. So hopefully we'll hear, if anybody out here is friends or family of Jesse and you know how to contact him, let us know how he's doing. All right, guys, I will see you back here on Monday. Again, if you didn't check out the video that we did, the interview, it was my first attempt at an actual sit-down interview. And I think, you know, and I'm probably more critical of my own stuff more than you guys are. I give it about a 60 to 70% rating. The camera angle on me, the one that was directly on me, something happened with the lighting and it was butchered. That's why there's very few angles of me when I'm talking. It's either the full view shot or the shot that stays on Kimberly. But if you guys want to check that out, there you go. It's also, you know, if you should have already seen it, but you shouldn't need that. But it's in my video descriptions. All right, guys, have a great week. I will see you Monday. I'm RDAP Dan. As always, one day at a time, people helping people, community as method. Love you all. Have a fun weekend. Do something great, and see you soon. Peace.